Video game! Right before I left DC, when I just needed to de-stress a little bit, and right when I got back, as in like a few hours ago, not last night, I started playing a game that I've been hearing a lot about on the internet for some reason, Burnout. I'd never heard of it before, and then I think IGN had an article a few weeks ago, followed by some other articles from other companies, talking about how Burnout 3 for the PlayStation 2 is one of the most pure fun racing games ever. And of course I was talking about the Burnout series in general, but just said that one was like the pinnacle of it on the PS2. So I happen to have Burnout Paradise on the PS3 because when my brother sold it to me, he gave me all the games that he already had. And I never tried it because it's a racing game and that was never really my thing. I had Gran Turismo as a kid. I probably played it for an hour and a half total. But I started playing it, and this is a really fun game. There's a few interesting things about it. One, it's a giant open world thing called Paradise City, and there's no like mission things where it's like, oh, I'm going to go on this race and this track. And you know, other racing games I've played, it's like, here's a track, here's a track, here's a track. You're doing races on each of those tracks. Pick your car, pick the track. Because this is just one city and it's a huge city, first of all, it can be fun to just drive around and do that sandbox thing that I talk about loving doing in games like Metal Gear Solid. And even if you're just driving around, you're not doing a race, there's still opportunities for trophies or gaining some points because there's sections of road that just have like a time attack thing going for how quickly can you drive through that section of road, and it's motorcycles versus cars, and that there's an interesting variation in how you do those things. But then all you have to do to start a mission is you stop at a stoplight and then you'll start a mission, and the mission could be a race, it could be a demolition derby, it could be like a stunt thing where you're trying to do wheelies and have cool points and that kind of stuff. And it's just a lot of fun doing that, and then every time you win something you get closer to upgrading, and I'm not even really quite sure what the upgrades do. I think maybe it helps you handle better or drive better, but you know, some of the starting vehicles and motorcycles are already insanely fast and insanely powerful, and I'm not that good of a race car driver in the video game world, but I've won most of the things I've been playing, and that doesn't even really bother me. Like, a part of me could be like, oh, it should be more challenging, but I feel like I'm doing well and I'm getting better, so that's all some good positive feedback. There's one interesting thing, which is, you know, for a while I didn't have any more cars. I had 2 cars, and I think I played this game for like 2 hours total, and I was like, oh, I wonder how you get more cars. And then I had a little hint thing that popped up that was like, oh, there's a Viper XT driving on the road. If you can hit it or destroy it, you get to keep that car. And I thought, what? That's kind of crazy. And so I was like, first thinking, oh, I wonder how I'm going to know when this car is around because there's so many cars all over the road. And of course, it's easy to spot because it's usually a car that's whizzing past you or trying to hit you or hitting a bunch of other cars. So basically, if you want to get a new car, it's not like, oh, you want to race for first place, you got $5,000. Now save up and spend $20,000 to buy this new car. No, if you want a new car, you see it driving on the road in this open city world, and then you just wreck the heck out of it. You smash into it and destroy it, and then by destroying it, you get to add it to your inventory. And I haven't checked any of the ones I've collected yet. I think I've collected 4 cars, and I don't know if I need to repair them or something like that now, because the damage and the collision stuff in this game is quite fascinating, and there's a lot of effort put into very realistic collision animations. But I worry about the psychology this might be teaching some like 10-year-old kid that's playing a game like this. And, you know, so, I don't really think this would be a problem, but the idea to associate like, oh, if someone has something and I want it, all I have to do is break it, and then I can take it from them. And I just imagine a bully walking around smashing people's toys and then taking it, which, you know, if they then take the toy home and repair it, that's kind of an interesting, weird thing. Like, I knew a lot of bullies that like to destroy things, but the idea of destroying something so that the person who originally owns it wants to throw it away and then fixing it and keeping it for yourself is kind of an interesting story there. So anyway, that's all I have to really say about Burnout Paradise right now. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's a great, you know, kind of turn off my brain, just have some fun, drive around. Oh, sure, I'll do this race. Drive around. Oh, look, a car driving by. Hit it, take it. The night versus the day stuff is kind of cool. I love riding the motorcycles. I love swapping between first-person view and third-person view, and it's a little too easy to go online. You literally just press the right arrow, and I don't really want to play with, you know, the people that tend to be online in these worlds, but who knows, maybe they're all really sweet. Anyway, I'm giving Burnout Paradise for now 4 stars with a confidence of 2.